So, the tech world might seem a little quiet right now, but some really fascinating details about the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra have just started trickling out. And honestly, they reveal some huge decisions Samsung is wrestling with behind the scenes. So let's dive in and see what's really coming our way.
See, this isn't just about a new spec sheet with bigger numbers. It's about the tough calls Samsung is being forced to make. Calls that are going to directly affect your wallet and how you use your phone every day. So, what exactly are these critical choices?
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll tackle the big pricing dilemma that Samsung's facing. Then, we're going to check out some pretty clever new software features for saving data and battery. After that, we'll look at a new default camera setting that might just be the new sweet spot. And we'll wrap it all up with a little debate over a new magnetic feature that, well, it's not quite as straightforward as it sounds. First up, let's talk about the price tag. A new report coming out of South Korea suggests that Samsung is really struggling to lock down the final price for the S26 lineup. And the reason why? Well, it's actually pretty simple. The core problem here is that everything, and I mean everything, is getting more expensive. We're talking memory chips, processors, even just the process of assembling the phones. All of those costs have jumped up, and that puts Samsung in a really, really tight spot. And this really lays out the pickle they're in, right? They basically have two choices, and neither one is ideal. They can pass that extra cost on to us and raise the price of the phone, but then they risk sales taking a nosedive. Or they can just absorb the cost themselves, keep prices the same, and watch their profits take a serious hit.
And this is why the stakes are just so incredibly high. We're not talking about a niche product here. The Galaxy S series is Samsung's bread and butter. It's their flagship, their moneymaker. They absolutely cannot afford to get this wrong, because whatever they decide is going to send ripples across the entire smartphone market.
So while the accountants are sweating over the price, Samsung's software team is busy cooking up features that might just make a price hike feel a little more justified. One UI 8.5 is set to launch with the S26, and it looks like it's bringing some really smart solutions for two of our biggest frustrations: data usage and battery life. The first one is called Adaptive Data Saver. Now, if you're one of the millions of people who don't have an unlimited data plan, you're going to love this. It specifically targets social media apps, the ones that are notorious for just chewing through your mobile data by preloading every single video in your feed. So how does it actually work? It's brilliantly simple. The feature just stops all those videos from preloading and autoplaying in the background. You see a thumbnail, you decide if you want to watch it, and you tap to play. That's it. No more data being wasted on videos you were just going to scroll past anyway. And the best part, it doesn't mess with the video quality at all. The second feature, Network Battery Saver, goes after that annoying idle battery drain. You know that feeling, right? You put your phone down with 80% battery and you wake up to find it somehow down to 70%. This feature uses AI to intelligently tell your apps to just chill out and stop pinging the network for no reason when your phone is just sitting there. And the impact is actually pretty significant. Your phone's radios are constantly sipping power, checking for notifications and updates, even when the screen is off. By cutting down on all that useless background chatter, the phone can actually rest and stay in a deep sleep state for way longer. And that translates directly into a real, measurable improvement in your standby battery life. Okay, let's switch gears and talk cameras. It looks like Samsung is trying to find that perfect middle ground, that sweet spot between incredible detail and all-around performance, with a new default shooting mode. So here's the deal. A new 24-megapixel option has been confirmed, thanks to some code that was found deep in the software. Now you'll have to go and download the separate Camera Assistant app to enable it, but once you flip that switch, it'll show up as a new default option right inside your main camera app. Right now, you kind of have to choose. You can stick with the 12-megapixel mode, which gives you the best dynamic range, great colors and handling of bright and dark areas, or you can go all out with a 200-megapixel mode for just an insane amount of fine detail. This new 24-megapixel mode is trying to be the best of both worlds, giving you more detail than 12MP without some of the compromises that come with shooting at 200MP. And finally, let's get to the hardware. The S26 lineup is getting built in magnets, which is pretty exciting, but, and this is a huge but, there's a big catch that you absolutely need to know about. So yep, it's confirmed. All three S26 models will have magnets built right in for official Q2.2 support. Now, what that actually means for you is a more efficient, faster wireless charge, because the magnets will perfectly align your phone with the charger every single time. Plus, it opens the door to a whole ecosystem of magnetic accessories, very much like Apple's MagSafe. But here's the million-dollar question we have to ask.
For the average person buying this phone, does this big upgrade actually matter? Well, the answer is it depends entirely on one thing. And here it is, the catch. If you're one of those brave souls who rocks their phone without a case, then yes, this is a fantastic, genuine upgrade. But if you're like most of us and you immediately put a case on it, this new feature changes almost nothing. A regular case is just too thick. It'll block the magnet's strength. You'd still need to buy a specific MagSafe style case that has its own magnets built in to get the benefit, an experience you can already get today with an S25. So that leaves us with a final thought. We're looking at a phone that will almost certainly cost more, with some smart but pretty subtle software tweaks and a major hardware feature that's really only useful for a small fraction of users. So does that sound like a major leap forward to you, or more like a very careful, very calculated revision? That's the real question.